welcome to another episode of Edutainment. I'm your host, Nandipha Mchunu. I'm a bubbly, confident individual who strives for excellence at all times, and I'm known for being the joker. Today, we have three guests joining us today. Starting off with Spepelo Mbata, who is an extraordinary individual who embodies love and consists of contagious fun and perseveres despite his disability. Then we have Smonseni Temu, who is a goal-oriented person. He believes in a healthy lifestyle physically and mentally, and he surrounds himself with positivity at all times. Lastly, we have the lady of the house, Nompumelelo Nguni, who is a kind and patient individual and strives for doing good in every situation. So, Spepelo, what is your understanding of worldview?
Oh, thank you, Nandipa, for this wonderful opportunity. According to my understanding, worldview refers to set of beliefs, individual and perspective that individual holds about the world in their place in it. It comprehends a framework through which people interpret and also understand the reality. Several factors that influence one worldview include background and also upbringing, personal experience of education. These factors shape our beliefs, values, and attitude, ultimately influencing our worldview. One worldview which is set, beliefs, values, and shape the understanding of the world. If someone has a worldview that values community and social responsibility, that may prioritize collaborative projects and teaching students about the importance of helping each other. One worldview acts through lens in which they view education and shape their teaching strategies and prioritize education. Therefore, according to Don Harvard, worldview affects one way of understanding life.
So, Swonseni, in your journey of becoming a teacher, how have your beliefs shaped your worldview?
Well, that is an excellent question. Thank you, Ms. Nandipa, for having me on your show. And I would like to greet all the viewers of the Edutainment podcast with Nandipa. Okay, in my personal experience as a person who went to a multiracial schools, I would have to admit that I experienced what I would call racial discrimination from non-African educators. Like a typical example is that I had an Indian male educator who who had a habit of talking down on African hair, and he will make an example like bring an Indian or a colored teacher with stretch to the front of the class and then tell the rest of the African learners that this is how their hair should be represented as a student. And also what I noticed is that the discrimination wasn't only racial, it wasn't a racial thing, because I had another a lady educator who was a Zulu person. She taught EC Zulu language in my high school. And one thing about her, she was a Sangoma, and she would like to normally say that, make remarks like, the reason African learners in our class have problems or things are not going well is because they have turned their back on their ancestors, not considering the fact that even African learners or African people, not everyone believe or have the same set of belief. As one of the professors at the Oxford University by the name of Michael P. Brenner states that beliefs exist in a connection, but they also contradict one another. So in understanding that, as much as there are people who have the same beliefs or the same belief system, other people believe in different things, no matter what or what is their ethnicity background. And so, having experienced this, what I do as a teacher, or what I make a point, is I ensure that all my learners are treated fairly, equally, and I make sure that I treat them with dignity, and I respect all their beliefs and their diversity. And also, and what makes it easier for me to treat everyone fairly is because even the community that I grew up, it's a diverse, is what I'll call a diverse community. So growing up, I interacted with different people, colors, Indians, even other African tribes. So I grew up to understand and respect our diverse cultures.
So, Numpumelelo, which teacher inspired you to become a teacher?
Oh, that is a very great question, and I like it so much. So I was inspired by a great and a wonderful man, Mr. Zuma, who was teaching me history in Mandlinkosi High School. Mr. Zuma was a very patient, kind, and knowledgeable man. He taught me that being a teacher is not only about teaching learners, but being a teacher is about being a mother or a father role to the children. He taught me that being a teacher is the mother of all professions. Mr. Zuma was a very discreet person. He lived with principles, so sometimes he would like give us some tough love. You know, back then I thought like he was being unfair and stuff, but now I know that he was building us and molding us to be big stars, and I'm very grateful for that man. I hope that I become a teacher who is like him and I make him proud. I hope that one day he'll be able to see me being an educator and be proud and also see the fruits of his good work. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Numpumelelo. I think I speak for all of us when I say that our group's approach is a constructivist approach. This is where learners use their prior knowledge and prior experiences to actually understand complex context, which as student teachers would be trying to teach them. So the teaching strategies that we use is gamification, scaffolding, group discussions, as well as active learning. Furthermore, I feel like a good ethical teacher is a teacher like Mr. Zuma, for example. A teacher who is determined, dedicated, a teacher which is respectable, approachable, very patient with their learners, a teacher which is always prepared and organized. I think that is a very important point. And a teacher who strives at giving the best to his students to fulfill proper teaching and learning and classroom activities. So without further ado, I think thank you very much for joining me today. You guys have been, thank you to our viewers as well for joining us. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and join us next time for another session of entertainment. Danko.
Salute!
Yeah.